What's going on, dude? How are you?
What's up, man? I'm doing good. Gavin, nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, likewise, man. So you just got off work or something? You're on the
Ye-
road?
Yeah, I'm in my car right now, but yeah, I'm starting to hit the road in a bit, but this is okay.
Yeah.
Um, Not a lot
Uh,
going on right now. How are you, man?
I'm
Like the
good,
band?
bro. Yeah, I'm in my car too, but it's also my apartment, so
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Sick, man. That's so cool. Thanks
Well,
for having me, by the way.
yeah, man, thanks for chatting with me. It's also good just to touch base since we haven't met before, and I think I was a person that I don't know your music extensively, but what I found about you kind of drew me in and made me want to have you at this event. So I'm excited to have you, and I'm grateful that you're going to be coming out and performing for us.
Perfect, man. Yeah, no, I'm super excited, honestly. And I mean, I remember last time you hit me up last year, right?
Yeah.
Uh, for it, and I guess I was a little bummed for not doing it. So this year I'm ready for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be good this year. I think there's a lot more in store for this year than last year. So
Mhm.
I'm almost glad that you didn't make it last year because I think this year is gonna be special, you know?
Hell yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
So, yeah, that said, I'm curious because we had never met before, and I know I did hit you up a year ago. What about this event made you want to say yes and come out and do a performance here?
Well, I guess we can start with, the same thing, because you hit me up last year and it looked like a really cool spot, to do it at. And I've never done like a show out in that direction, like out that way. So I've always kind of wanted to do something like that. And I mean, funny enough, I don't know if I mentioned this last time that I talked to you, but I grew up in Tecate and I went to school in like Potrero. So I'm like kind of familiar with that side that way because I would go out there, for other school stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm like I passed through there, I driven through there when I was like a kid, um, like with my parents and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool to kind of go back out there and play some music.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, last year we did De Anza, so we were in Hakumba,
Mhm.
and this year we're going to be in Boulevard. And this year we've got a campground that is it's just beautiful. Like it's really a beautiful space for a festival, for a kind of a, immersive 200 to 300 person event. I think this is going to be a good spot, so I'm excited to host you out there.
Yeah.
Um, Tell me what's the origin story of your music and Sunsets? Like, where did this come from? Were you a kid wanted to get involved with this? How'd this get started for you?
Yeah, man. Well, it's I guess it's kind of not that long a story. I mean, I've been doing music since I was like 10, like playing music since I was a kid, early teenager, and played in a bands, I did the rock, I did the blues, I did metal, all that all that stuff. And then I got into everything. I guess producing started because I got into engineering first, like recording engineering, mixing, mastering, all that stuff. I went to school for it, and then about, let's see, in 2018, so that was 7 years ago, is when I was like, oh, you know what? I should just start producing something I kind of wanted to do, kind of like leave the sort of just band life and like do more of like producing on my own and collabing with other multiple artists. And I kind of started putting out music at Sunsets in back in 2018. Very little, like one or two songs a year sort of thing. And then in like 2021, I think it was when I started collabing more with with singers, with other artists, with other singers. And I just really like that. And from there, it's just like, even though I said I didn't want to do more of the band stuff, on some of the live performances, I do bring in like a drummer and a bass player sometimes. Like the one at Van Jam, for this one, it would be mainly just me with like more of an electronic hybrid set. And I still wanted to keep the live aspect that I did like growing up, like playing guitar, bass, and like some keys. So I guess it's just that. It started out from, bands to learning how to record to producing and to collaborating and to
Nice.
playing. Hmm.
So where does that leave you with the set that you're going to play at the camp out? Tell me what that might be like. What should we expect from you?
So I love doing these type of sets. I usually have like my Ableton rig set up, interface, and I like to bring sometimes a guitar, a bass, and then I'll probably have like some MIDI keyboards. So it's mainly like most of my music is like groovy, funky, dancey, some house here and there. So I really like to blend in those live aspects. I love using the loop functionality within Ableton. So that's why I bring multiple instruments. I'll play some stuff, I'll loop it with like the tracks, and then manipulate each track from there, going from one track to another one. So that's kind of what I'm saying. And then you
Cool.
were mentioning that you might have some visuals or like a screen. Totally love doing that too, if it's still a possibility.
Yeah.
I love making visuals for each one of my songs, so I'm excited for
Uh,
that too.
Cool. Yeah, I'll let you know. We're still kind of debating how we're going to set up the stage, so that all hasn't quite come together. But if we have the screen behind us, I'll definitely let you know so we can
Yeah,
get your own custom visuals up there. That
perfect.
would be cool.
Hell yeah. And no worries if not. I deal with it all the time. Like sometimes they have something like that. So
Yeah.
that's the beauty of, I guess, having tracks on Ableton and have it all set up.
Yeah, I just saw you had posted something with artists foreign local and you did some live show recently and I saw a couple of snippets of that and it looked fun as hell and the music looked
Yeah.
it sounded good. What was that? Like where do you play around San Diego and what are
Thanks,
your
man.
local shows?
So that last one was actually in Topanga. It was like a wildfire relief show. It was like a benefit show, more of a
Yeah.
fundraiser. Um, one of my friends who's in another band, he grew up there, so he was luckily his house was fine. So it was cool. We brought all the bands, together, and yeah, that one was really fun. Foreign Local is actually a singer-songwriter who I collab with a lot. Um, and she comes to the show sometimes to, sing if she's kind of around the area. And in San Diego, I've done like Music Box, Soda Bar, uh, some little festivals in OB. I did same but different a couple years back on in 2022 and 23.
Do you have
Yeah.
anything coming up? Like if I share this sometime next week, do you have anything between now and Van Jam that we could give a shout out
Um,
to?
Man, I do, but the lineup hasn't arrived yet. Like it's like
Okay.
a after thing. But I do have something in San Diego happening in like the sec actually it's the weekend before the camp out. Yeah,
Cool. Cool.
yeah.
Well, we'll just have to
But
follow
but
you then
yeah.
and see when it drops.
Yeah. I'm thinking like when are you gonna release the lineup? Because the actual day thing that they're having is up, but like the stuff for the afters is not yet. So,
Got it. Why sunsets?
uh, that question is always well, it's just I guess the I wanted to name the project Sunsets in like a different word that I don't remember. Honestly, like I don't remember what came after before, and I was like, I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with this, and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna stick with like a short, easy word, and like San Diego and sunsets and beach. I kind of kept it like simple. There really isn't
Yeah.
like a certain thing, but I was like, you know what? Like this is cool. I'm based out of here in San Diego. I feel like everybody loves sunsets in San Diego, so I
Yeah.
kind of stuck
Yeah.
with that.
I think the vibe that I get from your music, it also feels like it's a sunset vibe kind of, you know?
Yeah,
Like it's lighthearted,
yeah.
but it's funky and it's groovy. I think and at Van Jam, like so actually my next question on here
Uh,
is so we're gonna do this opening ceremony. I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna have somebody else speak, and then Little Wolf's gonna give a flute performance. She's great, and then you're gonna be the first performance to play. So I'm curious. First of all, it's gonna be basically at sunset. Hopefully, like if we time everything right, you'll be starting like as the sun dips below the horizon. I think will be awesome. Um, and I'm curious like how you feel about basically opening up the whole weekend.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I love playing during sunset. I mean, sorry, it's the name says it.
Yeah,
It's really cool. Yeah, I feel it. I like what you said that my music is kind of in that, like sunset realm, as the sun is going down. So yeah, I'm excited, man. Honestly, I like opening it up with everything. I know I've heard other artists that are going to be playing, so I feel like my music is kind of a good, like it will lead good into more of the other artists.
nice. Was there anybody in particular, and whether it's an artist or any of the like healers or collaborators, was there anybody else on any other experience on the lineup
Yeah.
that you're excited about or
Yeah.
that you discovered and
Yeah, I definitely checked out. Who did I check out? Siggy? Is
Siggy?
that how you say
Yeah, I'm surprised
his
you
name?
haven't run into him because he's kind of like San Diego circuit,
Yeah.
and he's also more of a producer as well.
Yeah.
So I imagine you guys might actually hit it off. I hope that you guys get to meet each other at
Yeah,
Van
his
Jam.
music
That'll
is
be cool.
cool. His music, Mr. Eos was cool. I remember you recommended, and
Y-
and they have a live thing going on as well, right? Or like
Yeah, so
the thing.
I think that like the Mr. Eos and your sets might be similar in terms of like the live instrument, playing multiple instruments, looping. I imagine that their music is like maybe a little more almost like psychedelic, where granted, like this is just my terminology of right or wrong, but I see your music a little bit more poppy and theirs a little bit darker maybe.
Mhm.
But both of you are going to be I I being in the world of DJs, it's like everybody's a DJ. And no,
Yeah.
like, I don't mean to devalue anyone who's DJing because I appreciate the art form, but I am excited to have some artists like you and like Mr. Eos and Marty's singer-songwriter to come in and like provide this level of live performance talent that is different than just having a DJ. Like however good you are as a DJ, it's cool to have people that are making the music, especially live. So I'm excited for your set because
Yeah.
I like seeing people fiddle around and like go to the keys
Yeah.
and then pick up the guitar. It's like I could barely do one instrument, let alone trying to manage all these things. So
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's exciting. It's exciting. Yeah. And
are
then and then yeah, I mean that was another artist you mentioned. I think you mentioned Mr. Eos.
yeah.
I love this stuff.
So you're doing all these like different instruments and everything. So how much of your sets are typically totally spontaneous, or how much of it is like you've got kind of a plan and you've got these particular sounds that or melodies that you're going to bring in? How much of it's spontaneous versus planned?
I guess that's a good question actually because I feel like every set changes a little bit. I change it a little bit every show, I want to say. I usually have my tracks like playing throughout the song, and whatever instrument I want to play live is a guitar or like a bass line or keys. I'll just remove it from the set. If I'm doing a live set with like the drummer and the bass player, I'll just have the bass player play all that. If it's just me, for for example, a camp out, I'll be doing the bass and I'll be looping some of that stuff. So I guess I'm not really, I don't want to say like I'm not improvising, but I am because a lot of the times the sets change and
Yeah.
some instruments would change here and there.
Okay.
So yeah.
So
So it's kind of like it's not like I'm doing like I'll do
y-
some solos here and there,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
know it's
So you've got like so like you've got your song and then you've got like maybe the seven instruments that are on individual tracks,
Mhm.
and you'll turn those on or off based on what you want to be playing live.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
And
That's
and
cool.
I, and actually I really like to comment on this because everybody's Ableton set is like really different, like how they're arranging the tracks and everything. But um the way I have mine set up is like it's kind of like a DJ set where you have two tracks, but then I have all these instrument tracks on the right side of it.
Right.
So that's why it's cool to incorporate video because each song has like its own video and it's like synced with the track without
Nice.
getting too technical,
Yeah.
But
No, cool. I mean, from my perspective, I like to really listen to and understand a little bit about how the music is coming together. Like if I'm listening to
Mhm.
a DJ, I'm really listening for the mixes and how are they structuring this. So, I'm curious, like when I'm watching your set, I'm definitely going to be kind of listening into like what aspects of this song is he playing live and turning on and off. I think that's part of the cool factor of someone who's giving a live performance is like understanding or trying to like conceptualize as the audience what effort is being put into
Oh,
what's being created, you know?
yeah.
Cool.
Yep. That's cool that you understand that. That's,
A
not a
little
lot of people
bit,
do, you know?
a little bit. So if you were to just dream really big, and maybe the dream's big, maybe it's not, but what's your intention? What's your vision with your music career? Where do you want to go with this?
Man, I mean, probably a lot of people, a lot of DJs and producers will say this, but I want to do like the big festivals, first of all, like the big ones, like Coachella and Lollapalooza, you name it, all those. I really, really, one big goal is like to see songs being placed on like TV shows or like movies. That's another cool thing. I know like some songs I've even like tried to make into it's like, oh, I feel like this might fit like a commercial or like a scene on the movie or whatever. So that's another big thing. And just I guess, yeah, just travel doing it, you know.
Nice. What is it about playing in front of like 10,000 people? What's the difference between dreaming about playing in front of 10,000 people versus playing in front of 100 people? What does it do for you that's different?
Oh man, I mean, I don't think I've played in front of 10,000, but if I would have, I don't know, it's a big goal, you know. Like there's a reason, I guess, why you would be playing in a show like that.
Yeah.
Um, but playing in front of 100 people that love your music is also just as rewarding, you know, and and really cool. So I guess it's just the grand scale of things, you know. It's like, oh
Yeah, for
wow,
sure.
playing in front of a lot of people.
Cool. Cool,
But yeah.
man. Um,
Let's
s-
manifest it.
yeah, I mean, I hope if there's, if in some way your performance here at Van Jam helps you on that journey, man, I hope I can be a part of that. So,
Hell yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, after you take stages with like 10, 20, 30,000 people, maybe come back and do Van Jam again for us
Hell
100 or
yeah.
200.
Totally, man.
Cool. Okay,
Totally.
so last question would be at Van Jam. There's gonna be a lot of vans, a lot of buses, trailers, people camping in cars. What are you gonna be camping in?
Oh man. I don't know, man. Maybe my car. Maybe right here.
Okay.
We'll see. I don't have a
Yeah.
van, but we'll see. Yeah.
Well, if you do, let me know.
Hmm.
Let me know if there's accommodations that you need. I mean, I'm pretty limited with what I have available because it's mostly just a campground.
Right.
Um, but like if you're short a tent or whatever, let me know and I'll see if I can help you out. Because if you I'd love for all of the performers, collaborators, everybody to stay and be a part of it and support everybody else. I totally get it if you've got to book it, so no stress on that. But let me know if you need help, I might be able to figure something out for you.
Yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, I mean, if you need to know, I'd love to stay the that same day, the first day, if that's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I do have a tent. If it's do people sleep in tents like
Yeah, dude,
or
totally. I mean,
bus?
I
Oh, cool.
the
Yeah.
name of this is Van Jam, and
Okay.
it kind of fell upon me because I live in a van. So like,
Yeah.
but I think the reality is I'm really trying to move this in a direction of like maybe the philosophy can be captured, like the essence of minimalist living and being really present and maybe being a little bit nomadic. I appreciate those values, but
Got it.
really this is a festival or a retreat. I think there's going to be people in cars, buses, RVs, tents, hammocks, whatever, man. It's a campground, so there'll be all
Perfect.
kinds of stuff out here.
Perfect, man. Yeah, I have a tent, so that'll be coll That's cool
Cool.
enough.
Yeah, that'll
I
be that'll be
love doing that. I
perfect.
love camping.
Sweet. Okay. So then I've just got like a couple like more off the record things.
Yeah.
Um, I guess we kind of covered it. I was going to ask you about arrival and leaving. I just want to make sure that probably 4 p.m. Friday is when we should
Mhm.
sound check. Maybe 5 p.m., but I if you can be there and like be ready to do things at 3 or 4 on Friday, that would be
Yeah.
ideal.
Yeah, totally. I'll be free that whole day, so I can get there early, especially because my setup is, with one person it's like some stuff, I have like some keyboard stands, so
Yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't just show up with a thumb drive,
I know. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I did have some questions about that. Like you said,
Sure,
there was
yeah.
a sound person, right, that wanted to
Yeah,
speak?
so that's next on the list is I'm going to send get us in a three-way message with Riley. He's going to be
Okay.
running our sound.
Okay.
So we can talk about like, do you need monitors or what all do you need as far as the soundboard and
Got it.
stuff. So yeah, I'll connect you with Riley and we can have
Perfect.
that conversation there.
Perfect. And then as far as like crew, is there like a number that I can bring that might help me set up, or some
Well,
photo
yeah,
stuff?
how many do you want?
Um, I mean, probably like one or two, maybe. Probably like
Okay.
one, because I don't think it'll fit in the car. Like we'll just drive one car there. Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely give you a +1. If you need another one beyond that, let me know.
Okay.
But yeah, for sure, you and one other is totally cool, and just let me know if there's someone else
Okay.
that you need besides that.
Perfect.
And then I also did set up the code for you, so anybody that uses Sunsets as the discount
Right.
code, they'll get free early entry. They can get there on Thursday. We're going to do a few things on Thursday evening, so anybody that's able to get there early can kind of do some like pre-fest stuff.
Perfect.
Cool. Let me
Sounds good.
see if there was anything else. Yeah, I think that's pretty good on my end. You got anything else?
No, no, that's it. That's it.
Cool.
Honestly, thanks for the questions. And again, I'm freaking excited. So excited. And sun's coming out, and I'm sure it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. Yeah, I hope that you end up staying. One night's cool. If you got the weekend free, if you don't got other gigs or whatever, feel it out. But would love to have you
Yeah,
the whole weekend. It's gonna be a good time.
perfect.
All right,
All right.
thanks, Enrique, man. I'll feel free to message me if anything comes up, and in the next day or so here, I'll be connecting you with Riley to talk about sound.
Okay, sounds good, man. Let
All
me know.
right, much love,
Good talking
Ron.
to you. Bye,
Peace.
man. See ya.